Good evening and welcome to Blueprint exclusive of Madhavdas G. Now, Karnataka's internal power tussle has now intensified and shifted straight to Delhi. The power play is going to be about who will become the next chief minister and the tug-of-war between CM Siddaramaiah and Deputy CM DK Shivkumar, which is under the direct watch of the party high command. Both the leaders have been summoned to the national capital. Siddaramaiah has confirmed that he's being called for a key meeting tomorrow, but he says he doesn't know the agenda. DK Shivakumar has so far remained silent on the summons. All eyes on whether Delhi will decide the next power equation in Karnataka. Listen in.
I am invited to Delhi. Tomorrow there is a meeting by 11 o'clock. I don't know the subject. I am invited. Last night, Mr. Venugopal called me and intimated me the date and I don't know what is Surjawala tell me. I don't know. I'll ask him. If he asks me to come, I'll go. Otherwise, I'll be staying here. Whenever the party calls, we have to go. Otherwise, I will not go.
Now, responding to questions on Siddaramaiah's Delhi visit, Kharge has declined to comment, saying that Rahul Gandhi will speak on the matter. Meanwhile, the BJP has mocked AICC Chief Mallikarjun Kharge as a rubber stamp. In fact, listen into these reactions coming in.
आपकी स्टेट से भी कल आप चीफ मिनिस्टर आ रहे हैं, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर के भी आने की बात है, सब चीज ठीक है क्या? रीशफल की भी बातें हैं क्योंकि आप
नहीं वो देखिए इसमें नहीं बोल सकता, वो ठीक अलग है। राहुल जी खुद बात करेंगे वो चीजों पे।
Siddaramaiah is not going alone. He is taking all ministers to retain. But one thing, central Congress leader not called Mr. DK Shivkumar. Waiting for the post is DK Shivkumar for the CM post. They are not given any message to the DK Shivkumar. So Siddaramaiah wants retain the post. DK Shivkumar want to grab the CM post. I think in this issue, in this fighting, I think Siddaramaiah will win.
All right, and breaking news coming in. Top sources are telling Times now that Siddaramaiah will seek a nod from the High Command on the issue of cabinet reshuffle, explaining the possible political consequences if it gets delayed further. High Command is also of the view that new faces should be given an opportunity to serve in the cabinet and to drop the non-performing ministers. However, during this cabinet reshuffle, the top brass would also try to make a balance between the camps of Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar. For Rajya Sabha seat, DK's camp is also backing the name of Srinivas BV. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister's camp wants a Lingayat leader as the Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament. Nyamika is joining us from New Delhi. We also have Imran joining us from Bengaluru. But coming to you first, Nyamika, these are amongst the several kind of formulas that are being discussed at this point of time, and the importance of a cabinet reshuffle, of course, is being underlined over here. But the big question is who gets that Rajya Sabha seat?
Well, yes, indeed. Tomorrow there is going to be this crucial meeting where the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Siddaramaiah, is going to hold talks with the Congress top brass. As it is being told to us by the sources that it might be possible that Siddaramaiah is going to seek a nod from the top leadership of the Congress party for the cabinet reshuffle. In fact, the high command of the Congress party is also of the view that there should be some new faces who should be given this kind of an opportunity to serve in this cabinet, and the non-performance should be dropped, as there is an attempt which is also going to be made on the part of the top brass of the Congress party to maintain a balance between both the camps from Siddaramaiah as well as from DK Shivkumar. There is a continuous demand which was being raised by Mr. Siddaramaiah regarding this entire matter, as he had also stated that if it will be further delayed, then it is going to have some political consequences as well in the state, and that is the only reason why tomorrow in this particular meeting which he is going to have with Rahul Gandhi, there is going to be a discussion regarding the cabinet reshuffle. But apart from that, the Rajya Sabha election is also a very important matter.
Absolutely. Rajya Sabha polls, of course, very significant. And before, in fact, I come across to Imran, there's a big churn likely in the Karnataka cabinet soon. Top sources telling Times now that several prominent ministers may face the axe during the expected reshuffle. The names doing the rounds include Rahim Khan, Lakshmi Hebalkar, R.V. Timapur, M.C. Sudhakar, Mankal Vaidya and K.H. Muniappa. These are likely to be the ministers who could potentially be axed, Imran. But what does this really mean for DK Shivkumar's chief ministerial ambitions remains a very important question.
Well, absolutely, Madhav. That's the crux of the whole issue right now, whether DK will get the seat or not get the seat. Or the Rahul Gandhi will promise him that, for now, hold on, you will be made the CM face for 2028 and let this CM and cabinet expansion follow. That is a crucial question now. And whether that will be acceptable to DK Shivkumar, will he wait? That is the three major questions there which needs to be asked, and where High Command will decide on that. Now, CM, as of right now, claims that it was a meeting not called by High Command. He had requested for the meeting and for cabinet expansion. Over this issue, he has been called there. Even though he said that he doesn't know the agenda, probably doesn't want to give out the fact that cabinet expansion might likely to happen, and that will make a B-rush of MLAs rushing to Delhi. That doesn't want High Command to happen. Hence, on the media at least, he said that he doesn't know the thing, but unlikely that as chief minister is being called by the High Command and he doesn't know what he's being called for. So very important meeting tomorrow that will change the course of direction of both the party, and likely we'll see a lot more developments in the state of tomorrow. What will happen between Rahul Gandhi, AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge, and more importantly, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, and more important than that, DK Shivkumar.
Right. Thanks so much for joining us, Imran, as well as Nyamika, with that update, because as top leaders are summoned to the national capital, the big question is what the formula Delhi will finally choose in terms of handling the rising internal equations. From a complete status quo to a possible power-sharing reset, from a leadership shake-up to a wait-and-watch approach. All options are on the table. Let's take you through some of them in terms of what is likely to happen. The first possibility, of course, remains that the status quo continues. No leadership change in Karnataka, much as we saw when the 2.5-year mark happened in October of last year. What is the second possibility? A power-sharing reset. A fresh formula for the CM-Deputy CM balance. Is that a risk that they will want to take is a very big question as well. Leadership shake-up as well. Possible change in key positions in terms of the cabinet as well as other followers of both camps in terms of them being represented better. Perhaps that is also a possibility in terms of what they could perhaps look at in terms of implementing. Let's quickly take it across to our guest joining us. Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson of BJP. Anurag Naidu, political analyst, is with us. We also have Dr. Akashdeep Puni, political analyst, and Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst, also joins us on the show. Syed Asad Abbas, big question that many are asking is that amongst these various formulas that we were discussing, which one will the party high command look at? Because clearly there is much happening, not just a cabinet reshuffle, but perhaps a change in leadership as well.
Madhav Sahab, as a matter of fact, all the three possibilities that you've shown on the channel, I in fact agree with all of them. But like you said, which is most possible to happen, the highest percentage, I believe that it's important for our state of Karnataka, for its stability, its governance, for status quo to continue. Definitely there will be an induction of new ministers. There will be a cabinet expansion. Also the preparation and discussion regarding the upcoming Rajya Sabha polls and other important factors to come through with respect to Karnataka. But the real question is, would DK Shivkumar be able to wait for another 2 years? From what I believe, that 2028 Karnataka elections, DK Shivkumar is certainly going to be a chief minister's face. So therefore, it is, I would say, all up to the High Command to take this decision, if they are able to balance with the respective ministers of each camp, and they are able to come to a formula where Siddaramaiah continues for the next 2 years, and 28 DK Shivkumar is made the CM pace,
but
which he is very confident
is given to DK Shivkumar. That's a big question, isn't it? He was assured that there would be a change of power halfway into the term, but that has not happened.
Yes.
How will he agree for another 2 years without getting the chief minister's post?
Absolutely, Madhav Sahab. That is, I will answer that. So therefore, the real strength of High Command, their bench strength will come to now as to how they will be able to pacify a DK Shivkumar, because let me tell you, this is going to be a last chance for a Siddaramaiah who's already been a two-term chief minister to continue. So knowing the political front, it is going to be difficult for this man to let go of the seat. And we are all aware how important it is for any politically ambitious person. So therefore, this is the real test of the High Command as to how are they going to balance this, and who and whose MLAs and ministers are they going to keep them happy.
Well, that is a question. That is a question. The point is, how long will DK Shivkumar be happy sitting on the bench and not actually in the CM's gaddi is a big question. But Bhaskar Rao, how easy or difficult is it going to be for the Congress party? Because whichever step they take, it's not going to be easy from here on.
Congress is caught in a very peculiar situation. Unfortunately, their high command is not able to crack the whip, unlike other political parties where high command has its own strength. Now, I heard patiently what Syed Abbas said, mentioned over there. Still, there is a lack of clarity here, but we, the people of Karnataka, are suffering. It is like an aeroplane about to take off. An airline has the discretion of deciding who the pilot and the co-pilot should be. But once the passengers are loaded and the aeroplane is about to take off, pilot and co-pilot cannot start fighting who is going to fly the aeroplane. That is exactly what is happening in Karnataka. We are fed up of this number one priority because from day one onwards, multiple orders, multiple power centers is affecting governance very, very severely. This summons which Siddaramaiah has got, DK Shivkumar has not got. So that itself is a signal that the party places its priority on Siddaramaiah and DK is yet to be called. Probably the issues which they want DK, they want Siddaramaiah to resolve are going to be sorted out over there. But definitely the government has suffered very severely because the power centers are divided and people have suffered and grants are not being released and there has been a zero development regime and we only want to hear the high command saying, behave yourself, Siddaramaiah is going to be chief minister or DK is going to be chief.
Okay, let's bring in Akashdeep Muni in on that. Akashdeep Muni, whatever the government, whatever the high command decides, it's not going to be easy. That is point number one. And point number two, will DK Shivkumar be willing to accept just a cabinet reshuffle? Ultimately, it's about, being the chief minister of the state. And that's not something he's going to give up that easily.
See, Madhavji, let me be clear. There is no chief minister tussle in Karnataka.
Oh, really?
Yes,
why are they
Congress
coming
has two main leaders.
Why are they coming to Delhi, sir?
Let me come.
There's a chief ministerial tussle 3 years ago. There was a chief ministerial tussle 6 months ago. And this is the third round of DK versus Siddaramaiah.
Sir, actually, they are coming to Delhi for cabinet expansion. They are not coming to Delhi for chief minister's tussle. And many a times, even DK Shivkumar has said that no chair is shaking, all is stable. And I'm quoting him. And
He has also said these are very auspicious times. And please read all the statements he's making.
Definitely. What I am saying is that, mark my words, Siddaramaiah is going to continue for the 2 years. The main point I want to make is that, yes, Congress has two big leaders, but this is a BJP manufactured, conspiracy theory that there is tussle between two leaders because BJP is afraid of people-centric, farmer-centric leaders like Siddaramaiah.
Dr. Akashdeep Muni, let me stop you right here. Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. DK Shivkumar have put out opposing posts 6 months ago. It was a party leadership that then intervened. It's out there on social media. Those posts still have not been deleted for your kind information. Please look at what you're saying. It doesn't help anyone's cause to be completely living in denial. You may choose to attack the BJP. I have no problem with that. But at least the facts should not be ignored like this.
Sir, I am saying you again that there is no chief minister tussle. And tomorrow
Why were they tweeting against each other? Tell me. Why were they tweeting against each other 6 months ago?
No. Listen to me. When there are two big leaders in a party, there will be happening, so they will be tweeting. But they have also
against each other. That's normal.
Brothers to each other.
They are brothers.
And tomorrow you will see, and I mark my words, tomorrow you will see that this was just for cabinet expansion.
Okay, Anurag Naidu, this is just for cabinet expansion. There is no tussle between DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. This is a completely BJP manufactured conspiracy. Please respond to the previous speaker.
Yes, Madhav, I like the confidence of Akash Muni because it looks like he was on a conference call when KC Venugopal was calling Siddaramaiah and Akash Muni knows exactly the agenda. But I like the confidence. I think he should continue with that. Looks like he doesn't know much about Karnataka. But the fact remains, Madhav, that 2023 when Congress went into election, DK Shivkumar was the one who was leading the charge for Congress as a campaign. That's what I know. I mean, as somebody who's living in Bangalore, as somebody who's watching politics keenly, I see that he was leading the election. Nevertheless, there was some formula and the state was expecting there would be some stability in the government. It's okay, 2.5 years chalta hai. That's not a big deal. but we were expecting the stability and good governance. Now, not getting into the fact, there is also a lot of murmur, Madhav, that we need to also discuss is after the appointment of V.D. Satishan, there was a lot of murmur that, okay, Congress has finally changed their doctrine, they've changed the decision-making system and mechanism and everything. But looks like, in the case of V.D. Satishan, the popular public sentiment and the civil society did pressurize the High Command to take that decision. But looks like in the case in Karnataka, we still have to continue having Mr. Siddaramaiah. Looks like the social equation is still in his favor. Looks like Mr. D.K. Shivkumar need to wait a couple of more years, or I don't know how long. But whatever it is, what we expect from the High Command in the interest of the people is let there be a clarity, let the governance go on. You want to reshuffle the cabinet, please do it by all means. You're well within your rights. But the policy paralysis cannot be there. The governance has to go on. Infrastructure development needs to pick up. We have this huge metro expansion, held up. We need to complete key infrastructure projects. I think that needs to be prioritized.
Let Abbas answer that. I think that's a valid point. As citizens of Karnataka, we are not getting good governance because the leaders are so busy fighting amongst themselves. That's a point made by Mr. Bhaskar Rao. It's being repeated by Anurag Naidu. Respond, Abbas.
Madhav Sahab, I completely disagree with Bhaskar Anna, my big brother, and my other brother Anurag Naidu, who are also Kannadigas and Bangaloreans. Why? Because under the Congress rule of Siddaramaiah, Karnataka continues to be the second largest contributor of the GDP of the nation. We are the number 2 when it comes to GST collection. Bengaluru continues to be the startup capital of India and the Silicon Valley of the East. The GDP has grown by 7.4%, agriculture witnessed a growth of 4%, and the state GDP has outpaced the national growth by 6.2%. So all these things that Karnataka governance has gone wrong, that is not true. Statistics figures are all out there, my dear friends. Kindly Google or Chat GPT, you will get all the details.
Okay,
now,
Bhaskar Rao, once again, let's go by facts. You want facts? Let Bhaskar Rao vehemently disagrees. I want him to respond to you first. Bhaskar Rao.
See, all this is taking shelter under some statistics. Software will grow, whoever is there. It is independently driven. So, I don't think you should take credit for these things, Syed Abbas. You talk about day-to-day governance, Bangalore city's administration, drinking water, rural development. You talk about those factors, what is happening over there. With dual orders, dual power centers giving command over there. The people of Karnataka gave you 160 seats. We were voted out and you were voted in. And from day one, you don't have clarity of who your leader is going to be. Until today, your high command has abdicated. And your AICC president, who is supposed to be the topmost man, gives this to the LOP. Does the LOP have the power to decide who should be the chief minister? Or should your AICC president have the power to do it? I mean, this kind of abdication, this kind of family rule sends such a bad signal to the whole country that it speaks volumes about your poor level of governance. Such poor and pathetic governance over there. You are talking about software. Go and see drinking water situation in North Karnataka.
Okay.
Then you will what is the situation there was. Address those are more important over there.
All right, we'll have to leave it there for the moment. I'd like to thank. All right, a quick response. I think let me get in a response from Syed Abbas. Yes, Abbas, you want to respond to that?
10 seconds. Respected sir. Yeah, Madhav Saab, the fact of the matter is how BJP is playing holier than thou. Respected sir, aren't there differences between BL Santosh and Yediyurappa? R. Ashok faction and Vijayendra faction? Sir, your party is in splits today. You are losing the strength. You are not in power today. And you're blaming the Congress party. Every party has their respective differences. And that is what democracy is all about. So therefore, when you blame the Congress party and the High Command, look at your own party here in Karnataka. Sir, your party is at the weakest
Anurag Naidu. Anurag Naidu.
Really have a CM face.
Differences there in BJP also. It's not only a story of Congress party. Respond.
Madhav, two quick points. Madhav, with all due respect, let there be, okay, I agree with the fact that software is increasing, development, there are few companies growing. What are you doing for the infrastructure? What are you doing to enable safe and healthy movement of these people? Investments will not serve you. The government is supposed to give basic amenities. My question is, we would like to know what kind of measure that you're taking to fast track the development. That's number one. Madhav, very, very simple. This is the only point. If there is no change in the change of guard, let the Congress High Command make a statement or give out a public disclosure that Siddaramaiah is going to continue for the next 2 years.
Okay.
At least that will put things to rest.
There needs to be clarity. There needs to be clarity is a larger question coming up. But I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. Bhaskar Rao, Anurag Naidu, Syed Abbas and Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.